Hi, Stacy.
Hi, Tim.
How you doing today?
Doing great.
We are at Wildlife Prairie Park. And Ava, what's your last name?
Kirschbaum.
Kirschbaum.
Yes.
All right. So, tell us about the park.
Well, the park has been here for 38 years, and we have about 1,800 acres of land. We have over 150 different animals. We do educational programs out here, so we do Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts. Of course, we have the Peoria Regional High School out here. All sorts of fun stuff. We have special events every single month, so we have 1 to 2 special events each month, usually centered around the holidays. So Valentine's Day dance, of course, there's Wildlife Scary Park that everybody loves. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening out here, hiking, mountain biking, fishing, all sorts of things.
So wait, you mean you're not just open during the warm weather months?
We're not. We are open year-round, so the only days that we are ever closed are Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day, and that's it. Every other day we are open.
Wow.
So we open at 9 every day, and in the winter we close at 4:30. In the summer we close at 6:30.
So basically from sun up to sundown almost.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's cool. And then you have some lodging here too, right?
We do. So we have about 14 different rooms that you can stay in. We have old train cabooses that have been converted, and they're kind of like RVs inside. There's a fold-out bed, a kitchenette area, full bathroom, shower. So you might be in the middle of the woods, but you're not really roughing it by any means. We have converted grain bins. So those sleep anywhere from 2 to 9. So there's a lot of room in there. And
so you can sleep in a grain bin?
You can, yes. They've been converted. So they have full amenities. We have bathrooms and showers and everything. So, and then we have traditional guest rooms as well. So lots of options.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I've been out here with the grade schools and those. And you have, what kind of animals do we have out here?
They're all native to the Midwest. So you're not going to find things like lions and tigers and giraffes. You're going to find things like bobcats and black bears, bison and elk. We have wolves, otters, foxes, cougars, and lots of smaller animals, lots of birds. We have owls, 2 eagles, 3 eagles. We have a new eagle. So we have 3 eagles now. It's
very
awesome.
Cool.
So what's different about this park? I mean, it's not a zoo. Well, it is a zoo.
Well, we're classified as a zoological park.
Okay.
And so all of the settings are natural. All of the enclosures are natural. I kind of like to describe it like somebody came in and took a big hole out of the ground, took all this dirt out, and then let it grow over back to its natural state. And then we put fencing up, and now they're enclosures for these animals. And another very unique thing about the park is that a lot of our animals are rescues. So if they weren't here, they probably wouldn't have survived out in the wild. So they either have injuries or other ailments that would make them unable to survive on their own. So now they call here home.
Wow.
So it's like a walking trail. I mean, you have an area that you can just walk through and see the animals.
Yep, and they're all caged. I mean, it's not like they're out running around and you're going to encounter a bobcat on the trail or anything like that. They're all enclosed in enclosures, so you don't have to worry about that, but it is a very natural setting, and we always tell people to bring their hiking shoes because it's gravel. It's not like you're walking on a paved path or anything, so... definitely a unique place in central Illinois, of all places. You know, you're not out in Colorado.
Yeah.
So.
What else happens here?
Another huge thing is just our special events that we have out here. Like I said, we do 1 to 2 special events each month. Scary Park is definitely our largest event. It happens the last 2 weekends in October, and we bring in about 15,000 people.
Wow.
For that event. So it's a huge one, and all of the money from admissions and, you know, buying food and just buying trinkets and things like that while you're here all comes back to taking care of the animals and maintaining the park. So it's for a good cause in the end, and we're 100% privately owned now. We are not a state park anymore as of 2014. So we have a board of directors, and we're 100% privately owned. We're standing on our own 2 feet at this point. So
you're not worried as much about state funding as a lot
nope,
of places are?
That really doesn't affect us as much as it does some of the other facilities in town. But, I mean, obviously it's still a concern, but
right.
it does not affect the park anymore. So. it's good.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And so you do have some other events that are coming up this weekend.
We do. So this weekend, this Saturday, actually December 3rd, we have Christmas with the Animals. This is one of my favorite events. It's not a huge event because it's limited on the number of participants we can take. So if anybody is interested in coming, they have to register for it, make a reservation for it. But you get to work with the animal keepers and make enrichment gifts for our animals. So that will be anything like a deer hide stocking. That's one of the things that we do. And so we get these deer hides and we make stockings out of them, and then we'll stuff them with meat, or some of them are not meat for people who are a little squeamish around the raw meat. For our omnivores, we'll give them something with vegetables or fruits inside of it. And then you get to learn all about the animal, and then you actually get to go and give the gift that you made to the animals in the park. So we have 2 sessions. We have 10 to 12 and then 1 to 3. And like I said, reservations are required for it since there's a limited number of space. And it's $5 just to help pay for the materials, and then plus admission into the park. So if you're a member, it's free to get in. If you're a non-member, it's $8 for adults and $5 for kids. 2 and under are free. Kids 2 and under are free. So.
Do you have other events coming up?
We do. It's very exciting out here in the wintertime. It is. Our next event after that is Santa's Wildlife Express. This one is very popular. We get about 2,300 people out for the event. This one is also registration only. We are already more than half full. So definitely call if you're interested in coming, and call sooner rather than later, because it will sell out. And this event is kind of a spin-off of the Polar Express. And so we go on a train ride. Everybody gets an assigned train time, get to go out into the woods. It's all decorated with lights, and we have blow-ups out there and all sorts of decorations. And then you come back down to the main park area, and Santa's here with Mrs. Claus. You can write Santa a letter and give it to him right then and there. Get your picture taken with Santa, cookie decorating, we have crafts, and we have ornament making. Of course, our animals will be there, and so you can meet the skunks, Tink and Tank, our famous skunks that we have out here at the park. And they'll be doing some gift opening as well, so kind of like the Christmas with the Animals event. We'll be giving
Do you have to wear special suits when you...
Actually, the skunks cannot spray. So they no longer have the ability to spray. When they were neutered, we had them remove the scent gland that creates that stinky oil that everybody remembers skunks for.
Oh, right.
But so the skunks can't spray. It's $13 per ticket. If you're members, it's a $2 discount, so $11 per ticket. And then any children 2 and under are free for that event as well.
So you do more during the winter. Most people don't even realize you're open in the winter. I sure didn't.
Yeah, so we are open year-round, closed 4 days a year: Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Those are the only days that we're closed. So out here in the wintertime, we still have all of our special events. So another one that we have coming up is Breakfast with Santa. So we have a buffet-style breakfast. It's going to be catered by Hy-Vee this year. So that's definitely new and very exciting. They're our new caterer out here, so that just happened. Some big news. And then that's buffet-style, omelet station, sausage and biscuits and gravy and the whole 9 yards, pancakes, French toast, everything. So, and Santa will be at that one too. So you can get your picture taken with Santa then. And then in January, we do Bald Eagle Days. So we have lots of eagle programs out here. In February, we do a Valentine's Day dinner and dance night with lots of giveaways and free drinks and a full 5-course meal. In March, we have Spring Wake Up, so that's half price day. And I think the date on that is March 25th, if I remember correctly. I'll have to let you know about that one. But that's half price day, so we have lots of programs, free animal programs the entire day, every hour. We have Knocker Ball who comes out, and you get to play Knocker Ball and do crafts and games and stuff for the kids. So we're always doing stuff out here, and a lot of people don't realize that, you know. So.
I think the last time I was here, I was at a wedding. So yeah, there's a lot that goes on here.
Yeah, we get a lot of people who say, the last time I was here, I was at a wedding, or the last time I was there, I was in 6th grade for science, or, you know, things like that. So definitely come out. There are so many changes that have happened to the park, especially in the last 2 years.
So what does it cost to have a membership here?
The memberships start at $55, so that's for an individual membership, so just one named person. We have a lot of people who take advantage of that to come out and go hiking or do mountain biking on the west side. A family membership is $85 for a full 12 months, so that's going to get you admission every day. It's not going to get you admission to all of our special events, but it'll get you a discount to the ones like Scary Park and Santa's Wildlife Express, so the bigger ones. And you get 6 train tickets with it, so that's all included. Those are $4 a piece normally. And then you also get guest passes, so if you wanted to bring like neighbors or friends, or your kids want to bring a friend with them, or you want to bring a coworker and take them out to the park, you can definitely do that as well. So lots of different things happening out here.
It's been a while since I've been on the train itself. But
Yeah.
It's, they have a neat little mini train here.
We
that's
do.
really great.
Yes, it's actually a low-grade mountain train because it goes up
Awesome.
this little hill.
Awesome.
But we have 2 satellite stops now on the train, so if you haven't been here in the past couple of years, those are new. So you used to be able to only board at the train depot. Now you can board at the train depot, at the giant slide, and in our Pioneer area.
Very cool.
So just keep expanding, and eventually it'll go around the entire park.
That's cool.
Yeah, very cool. So what else? You said you had some new animals. I know you already
Yes.
mentioned the bald eagle, but what else do you have going on
Yeah,
here?
so our bald eagle that we got her about 2 months ago. So now we have 3 bald eagles, and one unique thing about this bald eagle is that she only has one eye. So that is why we have her out here at the park. I had mentioned that a lot of the animals out here are rescues. So she came from a facility down in Champaign, Illinois, and we don't really know what the backstory is on her or how she lost that eye, but we just know that it's not there. It's her left eye, but she's fully flighted. So that is unique. We've never had a fully flighted eagle before, so it's definitely a little bit of a learning curve. But you always know which one she is because she's always up in the tree, and the other 2 can't get up into the tree because they have busted wings, so they can't get up there. And so it's really cool. She'll actually kind of take like hot laps, and she'll never turn. She very rarely will turn her left side to you because she always wants to keep her good eye on you.
Right.
So it's kind of cool to see her interacting with the other 2 since they can't fly and she can. So definitely unique to come out and see. Another new animal we have out here is our bob kitten. So we have a baby bobcat, and she was actually brought to the park by the DNR back in April of last year, and she was hit by a car down in southern Illinois.
Wow.
And actually what had happened was the motorist had seen mama go across the street, then one baby go across the street, and thought that was it, and went and hit this other baby bobcat. And so she was taken in by the IDNR, and they brought her to us. We had to put pins in her front leg, on her left front leg. She had to have 2 surgeries, and so she was recovering for almost a whole year, about 9 months. So now she's out in the yard, and she really is unsure about people still, since all she really knows about people is that they poke me and hit me with cars.
Yeah, right.
And they put pins in me, so she's really unsure about people. She's really shy still. So when you go over to that enclosure, you have to be quiet, and you will be able to spot her. She's much smaller than the other 2 bobcats that we have out there, but they're all getting along really, really well.
Great.
And we were actually quite surprised because the females sometimes tend to, cat fight. It's a bobcat.
Right.
But they're actually doing really well, and they're climbing trees and hanging out and eating fine. So we're very happy with that. And her name is Spitfire. So
Very
she's a little
cool.
Spitfire.
How did you get started in this? This is, for me, it's
Honestly,
somewhat of a dream job.
It is. I love working in the middle of the woods. That's what I always tell people. It's so fun to come out here. You don't feel like you're really doing work because it's so enjoyable and it's such a peaceful setting out here. But I actually found this job right after graduation, and I went to Illinois State, and then I've been here ever since. So it's been about 2 years that I've been out here. So I love it. It's amazing to come out here and work.
What's the favorite thing about the park?
The animals, for sure. They're so sweet, and people are always like, oh, do they have personalities? Of course they have personalities. Like, you can call to the cougars and they'll call back to you. They'll meow back at you. You can call to the bobcats, and they come running over. They know their names and everything. So
Wow.
it's definitely cool to interact with them and see their personalities come out. And it's always fun when there's guests out there, and you're like, here, kitty, kitty, and they come running over. It's very cool. So definitely the animals. They're the most fun part about working out here at the park. So I love it.
Wow.
And then in addition, we also have 3 coyote pups.
Oh.
And so in late April of this year, we had a hunter who had found these 3 coyote pups abandoned when he was out hunting. And he brought them to us and said, what can you guys do? I don't know what to do with these guys, and I don't want them to, get put down or anything. Like, can you guys help out? They were 2 days old. They were, like, so small and so cute. And so we bottle fed them, and we took care of them and made sure that they were strong and healthy, and now they're out in their enclosure in Merrill Woods. And we had one other coyote. Her name was Clover, and Clover is about 2. And these pups they were born in May, April time, so they're still very young as well. But so we put them out there and introduced them, and we had a great success. And Clover actually took a motherly instinct over them.
Wow.
And took care of them and would put herself between the pups and the keepers. So it was a really cool interaction to see, because it was like, wow, you've never seen that animal act that way before, and then just that they know right off the bat, like, oh, I have to take care of these little pups. And so we have Clover, and then we have Charlie, Blue, and Echo. They're named after the velociraptors in Jurassic World. So I don't know if you guys saw that movie, but they're named after the velociraptors, and that's one of the things that people always think of when they come through our front gate. They're like, wow, this is like Jurassic Park in here. I'm like, yeah, kind of.
Who gets to name them?
It kind of depends. Sometimes the keepers will just name them. We'll do like a staff vote. Other times we'll open it to the public. So like our bald eagle, she does not have a name yet, so that'll probably be open to the public, and we'll do something on our Facebook page and on our website. So keep your eyes peeled for that to name the new bald eagle that we have. So
What is your guys' website?
it's wildlifeprairiepark.org.
Okay.
And then our Facebook is Wildlife Prairie Park, and we have Twitter and Instagram as well, YouTube, the whole 9 yards. We got it all. So find us on social media and be sure to like and follow our pages, because we post lots of cute animal pictures.
Most people might not be able to see with the picture, but we have bison back here.
Yes.
There's elk in this area.
Yes, there is. So out here behind us, this is our bison and elk pasture. For the winter months, we do separate them just because of rut, so we don't want them all together. So right now, you might be able to see them out there. Our 2 male bison are sitting out in the pasture. Their names are Bo and Luke, like the Dukes of
there you
Hazzard. And so they're hanging out there, and then we have about, I'd say 20 or so female bison and about 20 or so female elk. And we have 1 male elk, and his name is Ernest. And you can tell he's the male because he has huge antlers right now. His antlers are probably about that big, and they probably weigh 10 to 12 pounds each.
Wow.
So you can definitely tell which one he is. And then, of course, we also have Big Mike, who is our domesticated bison. And he's out this other window behind me here, and you can feed him and pet him on the adventure trek. And then in the wintertime, we feed him once a day. So you can come over and see Big Mike and pet him.
I think it's been most of my life I've called them buffalo,
Yeah.
bison. But generally, I thought it was like sodium pop.
Yeah.
You just call them one or the other. And
Nope, they're completely different. I mean, people don't realize it's a water buffalo. So the one with the big, crazy horns, they
Right.
live in Africa. They don't live in the United States at all. So the proper term for these animals that we have here at the park is bison. American bison is what we have.
Wow.
So we have people all the time who don't know the difference. So that's what we're here for. Half of the majority of our mission is education. So that's why we're here.
So talk to me. You have that school that we talked about a little
Yeah.
bit. And so the kids here interact with the animals a little bit.
They do. So we have the Peoria Regional High School out here, and so it's an alternative school for kids who are just looking for a second chance. So they have about 60 or 70 students enrolled each semester, and they will do volunteer projects out here at the park. So recently we had them help decorate for Santa's Wildlife Express coming up, and they helped do some of the cleanup and things around the buildings, and they'll do landscaping. They also take care of Big Mike in the wintertime. They do one project a semester in their science class, and so last semester they did a rainwater collection project, and so they did it all themselves, and they had help from a park naturalist who helped facilitate the project and things, and then they have a garden down here. So yeah, I mean, it's really cool out here. A lot of people are like, wait, you have a high school out there at Wildlife
Right.
Park? They don't quite get it right away, but it is a huge addition to the park, and I mean, we're very happy that they're out here helping.
And you probably need more volunteers.
We do. We always need volunteers. We have 1,800 acres to take care of. But there's always opportunities to come out and volunteer. All of our special events require volunteers. We have a very dedicated Tuesday, Thursday group. So if there's somebody who's just looking to do something on those days, come out 9 a.m. every single Tuesday, Thursday, and we will have jobs here for you to do. And it can be anything from helping with data entry or paperwork in the office, if you have those skills, or landscaping, doing woodworking, painting, all sorts of things out here. A lot of people ask, how do I work with the animals? That one's a little bit bigger time commitment. We ask that you be dedicated 3 days a week. There is training that comes with it. And it is a very limited number. So right now we're full on our animal volunteers, but typically in the spring and in the summer we'll take more. But that is a 100%, you are dedicated, you are gonna be here when you say you're gonna be here. So that one's more of like a job than just come out when you're free kind of thing. So.
Sure.
But there's tons of opportunities out here to volunteer. And
So it's not something you need a background check or anything for?
no.
Right?
Just you, Tim.
You know, what am I going to do? No, but you have a reptile
We do.
house here too, right?
Yep, so we have a reptile exhibit, and like I said, all the animals here are native to the Midwest. So any of our snakes, frogs, toads, salamanders, turtles, everything that you find in there, you could potentially find in your backyard. And we have a lot of wild black rat snakes in particular out here on the park. And they, slither across the sidewalk, or they slither across the trail or things, and people will come in and be like, hey, you have a snake out here, is it okay? Like, am I gonna get bit? And no, they're not poisonous, they're not gonna bother you. They're probably way more scared of you than you are of them. Well,
Right.
maybe. But they are very common out here, and that's one thing that is another thing that's really unique. You're never gonna see a snake like that walking in downtown Peoria. That's for sure, but out here at the park you will.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So we have about 8 minutes left. Is there anything else we're missing on your list here?
The only other thing would be just to make sure you're following us on social media, because that's where we do a lot of our event promotion and where you can get a ton of information. We do giveaways sometimes, so it's definitely beneficial to come and follow us. One thing that I'm also asking everybody to do is to head over to our Twitter page. For Giving Tuesday, which was earlier this week, we had Thrivent Financial. They came in as a sponsor, and they dedicated $1,000 to the park, $1 for each retweet that we got on the tweet that's pinned at the top of our Twitter. So we're asking everybody to please go to our Twitter and retweet that. It's open until the end of the year.
Oh, wow.
So we have tons of time left to do it. Right now we're sitting at about 300 retweets, and so we want to hit that 1,000 mark so we can get the donation from Thrivent Financial, which we're so thankful for. They came in and wanted to help the park out. So
Yeah. Giving Tuesday is such a great thing.
it is.
And
it
it's
is.
grown
It
quite a bit
has.
from the few years that it's been around.
Yep,
So.
and then for us on Giving Tuesday, the park, we actually did free public programs in the community. So we did 4 programs earlier this week, completely free of charge, 45-minute programs, and we did them at like Liberty Village, the Center for Prevention of Abuse, places like that in town. So it was awesome. It was a good day.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So something else then too would be for people to also book events here, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, we have weddings out here. We have sorority and fraternity formals, birthday parties, retirement parties, baby showers, the whole 9 yards. So you can come out here. Hy-Vee is our exclusive caterer, so you can have Hy-Vee cater your event. and we have very unique settings for people to come in and, you know, have this whole venue to themselves. So this room that we're in right now, these walls will actually open all the way up, kind of like a garage door.
Oh.
So in the summertime, in the fall, it's perfect for like that shabby chic type wedding
Yeah.
that's become so popular nowadays. And we have people come in, they drape everything. It's awesome. It's great. So you can definitely book events out here
Yeah.
in the venues.
And this is a big room here.
It
I
is.
mean, you can see quite a few.
Yeah, you can see 150 people in this room, and you can see 200 over in Prairie Hall. So we can accommodate up to 200 people. And then, of course, we could also do tent weddings if somebody wanted to do a tent wedding out here with the bison and the elk.
So
Never know.
So what kind of draw do you have? Where do you get the most people from?
Mostly within a 50-mile range of the park. So we get a lot of people from like Bloomington Normal, Galesburg, and then all of the small towns in between, of course, Peoria. So yeah, it's pretty much a very centrally located.
To me, it's one of the best kept secrets of
It
Peoria.
is. It is. We're often described as a jewel in the Midwest because people don't quite realize. I mean, it's not that far from downtown. It's about a 15, 20-minute drive from downtown.
Right.
And a lot of people think about, oh, Wildlife Prairie Park, that's so far.
Yeah.
But it's really not. It's not.
No, it's not far at all.
It's not a bad drive. You just hop on 74 and you're here. I mean, we're only a couple miles off the highway. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
That makes it really easy. Yeah, I
It
was
does.
on my way here, and I'm looking at my watch, going, "Oh, I need to get there." And then I looked at the GPS, and it's like, it's only
It's right there.
15 minutes. It's like no problem.
Exactly. So, yeah, and then we also have fishing out here. You can bring a boat out if you want. We just ask trolling motors, and then of course like canoes or kayaks are fine as well. We have some of the best fishing back in Deep Lake. It's back by lodging, and we have bass and catfish, crappie, and muskie back there. So we have all sorts of crazy stuff out here.
Do you guys have any kayaks or any boats yourselves if someone didn't have them and wanted to come out?
We
and go
will
boating?
do one class in the summer, and it's like a trade thing with another state park. So we will do that, and that happens in July. So those are very popular, but otherwise we don't have them for you to rent. In addition, we also have our disc golf course. I forgot about the disc golf course. So that is new. It just opened in August.
Cool.
And so it is a expert level, very challenging course. And so disc golf has become so popular. I mean, especially around here with like Morton and all of those other ICCL, Bradley campus, all of these places that are doing the disc golf. Now we have gold tees and we have white tees. So anybody who plays disc golf knows the beginner and the expert level on that. And it's hilly, it's wooded. Bring your hiking shoes for sure and bring water. But we've gotten a lot of positive feedback about it. People say it's one of the coolest courses that they've ever played.
I actually had somebody that wanted to buy a house, and they were looking, where's the nearest
Exactly, yeah.
Frisbee
Wow.
golf courses.
Yeah, and so disc golf, it's just become so popular in our area. And so we have 3 holes that go over water. So I hope you don't like your disc too much if you're not very good.
So would that be included in the membership?
It is included in the membership.
So
yes.
there's another reason that you can buy a membership pass for
Yep.
a Christmas gift, like you said, a good
Exactly.
stocking stuffer.
It is.
Can
It's
you
a-
go online and buy those?
Yes, you can. Yep, and we can do them over the phone, online, or in person.
Awesome.
And the ones that we do in December have a cute little bow on them and everything. So we really try to make it special and personalized for people who are buying gifts. And then all of the mountain biking and hiking is included in memberships as well. So
Very awesome. So
Yep.
you might as well just do one of those. And what's
Yep.
the website again?
wildlifeprairiepark.org. So it's a little lengthy, but just the name.org.
Great. We're here at the beautiful Wildlife Prairie Park with Ava Kirschbaum.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks, guys.